Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sights and Sounds on the Student Spin podcast. I am your host, Braydon, Helton.
And I'm Wesley Van Leuven. I'm a co-host.
He is also a part of the Student Spin podcast. Today we are going to be, of course, welcome back. We are glad that you're here with us today, listening to our review.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
Oh, for sure. We are going to be talking about the new Demon Slayer movie.
The Demon Slayer movie, The Infinite Castle Arc, Part 1.
Yes, and notice how it's a part one and not like the, just ends at that, because with anime, with this specifically, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a long time. You have this part one of part three. I do believe part three is going to be coming out in around 2028 to 2029.
It should be around 2029, yes.
Yeah.
So there's about a year to two gap in between each. So the second part will be coming out in 2027.
Yep.
And the third one should be coming out in 2029.
Yep. And they're all going to be focusing on kind of like a different build up to kind of the part three. Of course, following Demon Slayer, you have the villain, the head demon,
Muzan Kibutsuji.
Muzan Kibutsuji. And he is, of course, we think that he's going to be this final part. And so it's just leading up to meeting all of the Hashira, meeting up to these, the demon of Muzan.
Yes. So each movie is a setting, like the first movie is a setting of like some fights and all. We have two fights going on in the first movie. The next movie, we will also have two fights going on.
Yes.
And then the final movie is the final battle of Muzan versus all the rest of the Demon Slayers.
Which watching Demon Slayer, I thought everything was out. Like when I first went into anime, I was like, okay, I'm the type of person, I'll wait for everything to be out. And so that way I can just binge it and kind of like catch up on it. So that way I'm not waiting and kind of like get that dopamine kind of hit. But then I watched Demon Slayer and I'm like, it's not out. Like, it's not out. I've got to wait like these years just so that way I can finish watching the whole story arc.
And the thing about having three parts is waiting 2 years just for that second part, you have to wait another 2 years.
Yeah. And
that
it's
suspense
like,
is going to kill you.
it's so, but I'm knowing a thing or two about anime. I know they're taking their time. It's not something that is rushed. There's something that is a thought process, within shooting kind of like movies, you just take a shot. Well, within that video, within that time frame, you have thousands of pictures. Well, anime is these thousands of pictures that people actually have to draw this detail so vividly to get what we then see on the movie screen.
It's a whole industry, and it's honestly insane.
Oh, for sure. And so within watching this movie, I honestly, personally, we were talking about earlier, I think if you're a newcomer to anime, this honestly, like, it's a movie in the movie theater. If you're new to anime, go watch this movie. Like, the story arc is well-rounded enough for you to understand the basis and enjoy the movie.
Yes, and honestly, even though there are scenes in here that like have flashbacks to like previous seasons and other things, even not just coming into the anime, you will like watching this movie, you will be like wondering, almost like wondering, maybe I should go back to watch the seasons beforehand in order to get this because it's so good.
Exactly. It's kind of like, I don't know if I don't know if y'all read books or anything like that, but like, some people will read the first chapter and then immediately read the last chapter. It's not that drastic, but it's almost kind of like starting 75% through the book. Like, you're going to understand the context as you go through, as you watch these three movies. But within starting, like, you get so much backstory. You get so much kind of context even within this first movie that you can jump into anime. And anime is honestly just a different art form.
Yeah,
it's a movie in a different art form. It's a movie in, kind of, with how they take their time, they're not just going to throw it to you. A lot of times in Hollywood, kind of their downfall, or not downfall, but kind of a con in Hollywood is just like sometimes they just get a movie just so that way they can show these actors. Well, anime is, how can we create this story? How can we create this story arc? How can we get characters that people love? And then what kind of path are we going to take them down?
It's also all about the emotional aspect as well. Like, how can we make you feel these like emotions best using this animation? Like, not like we don't have the physical actors to act them out. We have to draw their emotions and make the audience and readers and listeners feel those emotions that we want them to feel with just a picture.
Exactly. And within that said thing, I was talking with it a couple days ago of kind of like the difference between subbed and dubbed.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the word for dubbed, but subbed is just subtitles. Because anime is kind of Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm.
Animation or anime is animation. And so the original art form is through these Japanese cultures of them creating these TV shows. And so it's voiced with these actors speaking a different language other than English. And so within dubbed, you then take that TV show, but you then get English voice actors
Mm-hmm.
to then voice these characters. And sometimes that can take away, but other times it can be more as impactful
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes that can blend very well. Other times you get a couple anime and it's just like the original's better. You know,
Because
the
sometimes they
original.
change up the meaning a little bit. They try, but the meaning can be changed up sometimes.
Exactly. And like within that culture, they understand kind of what this character's going through because of the setting.
Yes.
And so within portraying this as somebody who's an English voice actor, it might be a little bit difficult to kind of understand, but you still understand kind of the core emotion behind these characters.
Absolutely, it's definitely a hard industry, honestly, being an English voice actor. Because again, as you mentioned before, like all anime and all are originally created. At least most of them are originally created in like Japanese, and it's the English voice actor's job to take that, watch it, and then try and take that character by embodying that, and then using their own voices to relay that.
Exactly. And like as when you show somebody like for example, I remember watching Tom Hanks explain his voice of Woody,
Mhm.
of like him voicing Woody, and he's kind of like making a joke with Tom Holland, and they're kind of going back and forth. And he's like, when you on a movie, you can show your body language, you can show, you know, your face of emotion, you can show your tone of voice and stuff like that. Within a voice acting, you got to show a different range just within your voice alone to show this character. And he was just like, the line that Tom Hanks asked Tom Holland to do was, could you hand me a cup of coffee? Something so simplistic, but something so more vital when it's in a broad tone of voice when it comes to this, when it comes to an animated type of thing.
Absolutely. Especially with a story so like powerful as like with the Demon Slayer,
Yes.
it is all about story and
For
like
sure.
like again, as I mentioned before, all about the emotional aspect.
Yeah.
Like you got to make sure that you're relaying those emotions to your audience and that you're giving them the correct emotions that they should be feeling, especially with the animation.
So now that we kind of have this backstory of like anime and what it is, and kind of like understand like a good ground of what Demon Slayer is, let's actually talk about the movie.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
So, you know, we're going to talk about the pros and cons. Obviously, if you watch the TV show, if you watch these episodes, you're going to understand Demon Slayer doesn't really drag, but they focus a lot of on perspective. And they make sure you understand the perspective around, regardless of how long that takes. And so within that, within watching this movie, you constantly see backstory. You constantly, they just give you backstory, and then they get you to that fight.
Yes.
And so I don't know if you felt like, you know, you were getting some patience watching this movie, but I know I was.
I was like, when's this fighting going to happen? But also at the same time, you got to understand that this backstory is does have importance to the show.
Exactly.
So.
And so within that backstory, you kind of understand why these punches are important.
Exactly.
Within Demon Slayer, you have demon slayers and then you have demons, of course. Usually when you have a hero, you know, they get affected by the world and they, you know, kind of want to protect the world, make sure that this bad thing doesn't happen to anybody else.
Yes.
So with demon slayers, usually you have a family member or somebody very important to them who has either lost their life to demons. And so now these demon slayers step up and realize demons are out there. I need to do something about it. But then on the other hand, you have demons, and the world sometimes is just absolutely like dragging them through the mud. And they're like, I want to pay you back. And sometimes within this arc, within these perspectives, within these characters, you get so much more depth than just hate. Just having that type of thought process of, I'm going to hurt people who just hurt me. Because you see one character who just had this rough backstory, but you understand why he's acting the way he's acting.
Indeed.
And
why he became the demon in the first place, rather than just like, I want to hurt people.
Exactly.
There's like a whole reason, and that's what the backstories are for, and why they're so long. They want to make sure that you truly understand why he became that demon in the first place, and why he's doing what he's doing.
Exactly. And within the pro, you know, we were talking about like how detailed this animation has to be. The fighting sequence. I don't know if you noticed the music, but the music was so gracefully, like within having a violin and having a little bit of a piano, of just, you know, I remember in the fight where you have Akaza, Giyu, and Tanjiro. I keep on wanting to say Itadori, but that's another anime.
Different anime.
Different time.
That movie's coming out later.
Yes. Which we might be able to talk about later. But, you know, you have this fighting sequence, and they're so graceful within this movement.
Absolutely.
And the music just helps it. And you are so detailed within like these fights, and it's just sequenced. So,
and the animation style within this, like, just perfectly suits the music.
Exactly. So, when you watched these fight scenes, because they put so much detail into fight scenes, what was your thought process going through it?
My thought process would be probably about like as they were fighting, each blow that was exchanged between enemy like Akaza, Giyu, or Tanjiro was like there was like a meaning between it. Like Akaza obviously being powerful.
Yeah.
Like he's upper 3.
Upper 3. Like there's no higher demon other than Muzan that is, you know, it's Muzan, upper 1, upper 2, Akaza.
Yes.
And, you know, these are just 2 people. These are humans. And within this world, demons are more stronger. They're durable. They're you know, they heal.
Yeah,
like you see Akaza's arm get sliced off, and it's just,
and it instantly regenerates.
And so, you know,
the power of an upper moon.
Exactly. And so we just watch these evolutions of these fights just kind of take place. We watch the beauty that is anime, that is animation, that has the detail within this genre. And it's kind of I'm very happy of the future when it comes to anime, because it's taking fire, honestly.
Absolutely.
For somebody who grew up watching, you know, Goku and Dragon Ball Z, or like, you know, just all these different things like One Punch Man, or just My Hero Academia. I'm so happy that finally people are realizing the story and the arc behind these characters. And so kind of with that, kind of give you a little bit of a teaser for next time we do talk about anime. We're kind of going to wrap up here. And so thank y'all for, you know, joining us with another episode of Sights and Sounds. It has been so fun. Once again, I am your host, Braydon Helton, and
I'm Wesley Van Leuven.
And we hope to see you next time.
See you.